video is all about hay. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you know, hay is the most important thing in your guinea pig's diet. Guinea pigs, along with rabbits and chinchillas, are fibrivores, which might sound like a made-up word, but it's not. It actually means that their digestive systems rely on fibre to keep everything moving through and to keep them going. So whilst guinea pigs can get fibre from some of the things that we give them anyway, such as pellets and fruit and vegetables, the amount of fibre in those things doesn't really compare with the amount of good fibre that they can get from hay. So the most important thing for us as owners to remember is that we need to give our guinea pigs a fresh supply of hay constantly, 24/7. It should always be topped up and it should always be available for them to munch on. And so this begs the question, which is the best hay that I can get for my guinea pigs? What is the best quality that I can provide for them? So what's brought this video on is that the hay that I normally get from my local shop has been out of stock for a few weeks. So I've been like, I can't get my hands on any, which has been annoying. So I've had to buy different sorts, and I've got about 4 different sorts of hay at the moment hanging around. So I thought I'd do a video on what things we can look out for in hay to make sure that we are giving them the best quality. And I'm also going to do a little test with the guinea pigs and see which type of hay they prefer as well, so that should be a bit of fun. Okay, so here we are with the 4 different sorts of hay that I've got. I'm going to run through them in order of poorest quality to best quality, and I'm going to start off with the 3-star meadow hay because I think that's the worst one out of this bunch. So starting off with this one, the first thing that we should do is have a look at what it says on the package. And here we've got best quality sweet meadow hay for pets. There's no information on there about whether it's dust extracted, about whether it's chopped or whether it's grown organically or which types of grasses are in there, so the packet isn't really telling us much about the hay inside. So we'll have to judge for ourselves how good quality hay this really is. When we get the hay home, some of the things that we can do to assess the quality is give it a sniff. If it smells really nice and fresh and has that punch of, ooh, you know, really fresh cut grass, cut hay smell, then that's a very good sign. Unfortunately, this hay doesn't really smell of much. If anything, it kind of smells a bit old and a bit musty, which definitely isn't a good sign, because it might mean that although the hay could be good quality, the way it's been processed and packaged afterwards means that mould spores could be growing in there. It could be more damp and less dry than it should be. So after giving it a sniff, we can go in there with our hand and just feel what it feels like. And again, this hay feels a bit damp, a bit too soft, which is not a good sign because it could mean that it's starting to go a bit mouldy, and we don't want to give our guinea pigs hay that's going off. After giving it a feel, we should kind of pull out a handful and just see how long the strands are. So in this hay, the strands are actually quite a decent length, you know, it's not all cut up in little pieces, which is a good thing, because if the strands are really short, it can mean that the hay isn't as good at moving through the digestive system and keeping things going. We want hay with long, nice strands in there. So this hay, whilst it scores well on having long strands, it doesn't smell great. I don't think it's as fresh as it could be, and it could well be starting to go a bit mouldy, so definitely doesn't score high in my assessment of its quality. Next up, we've got the Pure Pastures meadow hay, and this one I think represents a lot of the hay that we can get of different brands in pet shops here, and some of the own brand pet shop ones as well, such as Pets at Home own brand meadow hay. It kind of comes in these medium-sized bales, compressed, and it's got a bit more information on the packet to tell us a bit more about it. So on here it says, Pure Pastures meadow hay, a blend of grasses naturally grown on chemical-free pastures, unchopped and dust extracted, which are all good things. So having a closer look at this hay and giving it the sniff test, I can say that it does smell fresher, although it doesn't really have that hit of, you know, super fresh hay. So I'd say that it's reasonably fresh. Looking at it, it's quite brown, but that's not really anything for us to go off. Different types of grasses will go greener or browner when they're dried, so it doesn't really give an indication of how fresh it is, so that's something to remember. Having a feel of it, it feels much better than the other. It doesn't have that kind of damp feel to it, which is definitely a good sign. But pulling some out and pulling some apart, The strands aren't that long, and I found this with quite a few of these similar hay bags from different brands. Even though this one says unchopped on it, the strands are quite short, and we want hay with nice long strands, again to keep the digestive systems moving, so it kind of falls down in quality on that. But it's good in terms of that it's dust extracted and that it doesn't have any damp smell. It smells reasonably fresh, so I think it's okay quality, but we can still do better. In second place, I have this dust-free hay, which is actually one of the ones that you can order online. The place where I get it from is the West Country Farms Pet and Equestrian Stores, and that's the only place I've seen that you can actually buy this hay in a shop and you don't have to order it online and obviously pay the higher postage costs. So looking at the packet, we've got even more information, which is good. You've got dust-free hay, top quality meadow hay, and under here it says premium, full length and unchopped. Great. Best quality organic forage, so no chemicals again, which is good. Excellent source of fibre, all hay is, so yeah. Fragrant and sweet smelling, dust free, completely natural, no medications, grown in the UK. And they're all great things. It's telling us, it's giving us the impression that the hay is good quality. So let's take a closer look for ourselves. Okay, so having a quick sniff of it, it smells slightly fresher than the other one. It's more sweet smelling, a bit more strong, so I think it's slightly fresher than the other one. Having a feel of it, again, it's got that nice dry feeling, but the difference with this one is, as it said on the packet as well, you get those really long strands, which is really, really good for keeping the digestive systems moving. And I personally prefer this as well because, as it says on the packet and as you can read on the website, it is dust extracted 3 times over, and it really isn't dusty at all, which is another good sign. And it's also compressed, so you get more in there, and a big bag like this certainly lasts me about 3 weeks. To say that I change the hay every day and I'm putting new hay in there all the time, I probably get through more hay than an average person. But this big bale cost me £13 from my local WCF shop, so I think it's good value as well. And it is the one that I normally use for my guinea pigs as well. So this dust-free hay in second place is only very narrowly beaten by this Alfalfa King Timothy hay, and I actually feed a combination of these 2 hays because I think they're both very good quality, and it makes more economic sense because I can get this huge bale for £13, but I can only get this tiny little bale for around £8.50 in Pets at Home, and that's because it is imported from the US. You can get it for much cheaper if you're in the US, so definitely have a look, see if you can get your hands on some, because I think it is really good quality stuff. So let's take a closer look at it. First things first, it's got a lot of information on the packet, all good things. It's 100% Timothy hay, so it's only one kind of grass. It's not a kind of mixture like meadow hay is. The bale is double compressed, seals in quality and nutrients, specially designed package keeps the hay green, 100% natural, provides the optimum length of fibre. And on the back, because it's from the US, we've got a bit more information about breakdown of the analysis here. It's got the calcium values, the crude protein, crude fat, crude fibre, everything like that written on there, which is good if you're interested in reading about the analysis of the nutrients. And then inside the bag you've got this lovely, dry, very fresh smelling hay. It smells so good. Yeah, and it's got these little Timothy seed heads in it as well, which the guinea pigs absolutely love. There's just something about this hay that feels very fresh, like it's been processed to just extract all the best bits out of the hay, and there's 100% no nasties in there, no mould spores, no parasites or anything like that to worry about. The only reason why I feed this in combination with the other one, partly because I want to give the guinea pigs a bit more variety with the meadow hay alongside, but also because of the cost. This is so much more expensive, I couldn't really feed this solely as their main hay, so that's why it's a combination really. But yeah, I think this is excellent quality stuff. If you're in the US and you haven't tried it yet, then go out and buy some. Maybe you've just got all great quality hay out there, I don't know, but this definitely feels really good. And if you're in the UK and you haven't tried it yet, go to Pets at Home, get a bag for your guinea pigs, and trust me, they will love it. So yeah, it's time to go and see what the guinea pigs make of all of the different hays together. What's it gonna be? A little popcorn from Twig there. Lyra just came out and had a munch on the dust-free hay, but she's a bit scared. She's hanging back over there. But I think it's fairly obvious from Willow and Twiggy's choices that the Alfalfa King Timothy hay is coming first, and that one, come on Lyra, is second, and really they've just completely ignored the other two. So I think the piggies agree with my... Having said that, Willow's just gone and had a sniff of it. She's not actually eating any though, or she's eating a little bit. But yeah, those two were definitely their top choices. You're having a look at all of them, Willow. And I don't know if you've noticed as well, but they are both going for the Timothy seed heads as well, so that definitely adds a bit of an extra treat for them and encourages them to eat a bit more hay as well if they've got those to go at. Video interesting and informative. Please, if you've got any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you. Please let me know in the comments as well what you feed your own guinea pigs, what you would recommend, especially because a lot of my viewers are in the USA, what brands you'd recommend over there. Some of them we can get over here in the UK as well, so it's always good to hear about what you recommend. Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye bye! Hi everyone! So I thought it was time that I got around to opening up my bunny box that I have had for a few weeks now.